It's an honor and a privilege tonight that I introduce this year's recipient of the IHFRA's Harold P. Braun Distinguished Service Award to Ray Isser. I first met Ray in 2003 when he joined the executive committee at IHFRA. And my first impression of Ray when I met him was that he reminded me of a college professor. And I wondered, what are you doing in the furniture industry? Well, my instincts were pretty good, and let me tell you why. Ray's a graduate of Columbia University. He studied political science and literature, and he was headed to law school. When out of the blue, he received a call from a furniture manufacturer who was looking for a rep. And his father was a CPA for the company, and so they had the opportunity to have a social. And so they knew Ray, and Ray was just what they were looking for. He was young, he was single, he was willing to travel, and he was hungry. His mother, by the way, is a college professor at Penn State University, and at 84 years old, she's still teaching. So my instincts were pretty good. So Ray thought, law school, furniture business, law school, furniture business. Well, he made the right choice.
Thought so.
After my first encounter with Ray, over the next 4 years, we worked together on the IHFRA Executive Committee, and I learned much more about Ray and why we are honoring him tonight. As with anyone in this business, the furniture business requires passion, and what may start out as a job or an opportunity or a career leads to a profession. Ultimately, it becomes a vocation, and which means that you give up your life for it, and it means you are willing to serve. And Ray's devotion to his customers, to his factories, to his fellow reps, to his industry associations are what we are celebrating here tonight. I'm grateful for the opportunity, Ray, to have served with you, to have learned from you, and to honor you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Ray Isser.
Not used to this. Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate that. This is really wonderful. I really don't know what to say, so let me begin by repeating a line from Jack Benny. I really don't deserve this award. I have arthritis, and I don't deserve that either. So let me say this. I am honored and humbled at being awarded the Harold P. Braun Distinguished Service Award. For me, it's a very sweet place where I traveled to get to this point. One of the wonderful aspects of our industry are the friendships and mentors we meet along the way. In saying that, I have to mention those who influenced and mentored and helped me, both in IHFRA and in the furniture industry as a whole. The first person was Harry Mooks. I'm sure there's a few of you out there that remember Harry. If you knew him, you could never forget him. In fact, after he passed away, his friends took a full-page ad out in Furniture Today. Harry in a tuxedo with a smile on his face and a glass of scotch in his hand. And it was in memoriam. For me, Harry was a great teacher and a great friend, no matter how fragile and whatever his failings were. But he was never a better teacher for a new rep. In the showroom, my job was to follow him around and to give his retailers all the information and pricing that they needed. He didn't know it. It didn't matter. Harry would tell them what would sell, and they bought it because they trusted him, because he made them money. And they respected him, and they believed in him. And that was something that I never forgot, and as a young rep, it was a valuable lesson. He also taught me that you always tell the truth, that way you never have to worry about what you say. And he also gave me some great wisdom. No one line is indispensable, nor is any retailer indispensable. And I found those lessons worked over the years. The others who influenced me and helped me along the way were Jerry Pauly, CHR, blessed memory, and Charles Ray, who's sitting over here. And Jerry, when he spoke, if you knew him, it was like E.F. Hutton. You listened, and then you obeyed. He would say, "You will do that." He would point his finger at you, and you did it because it was the right thing to do. He was a very principled, and he was very earnest. And he and Charles kept pushing me to go through the chairs, even when I kept being rejected. There was something about me being the Prince of Darkness or something like that. I just don't understand why. Maybe I was a little bit too outspoken, a little bit opinionated, but I had different ideas. I remember my first year on the executive committee asking, what do I do? I was told to shut up and listen. I listened, but surely you jest if you think for a minute that I shut up. Throughout my years going through the chairs, both Jerry and Charles were always available to talk, give ideas, bounce problems off, and give support. And thank you again for all that you did. I worked with some very special people over the years, and it made serving fun, enjoyable, and worthwhile, even when stuff was hitting the fan. Tom Schuker, Terry Hollingsworth, Mark Craven, Rick Gillespie, Jim Craven, and of course my best buddy, Ed Myers. Thank you for allowing me to work with you. It was a blast, a pleasure, and a learning experience. Most of all, I have special thanks to Kathy Parks, a very special lady. She guides us, works for us, and is the face behind the growing and vital organization which benefits the furniture representatives. Without her and Jennifer Sova, we'd be nothing. They are the two hardest working and most dedicated people in our industry. I am honored to have the privilege of working with them. Thank you, ladies. I salute you both. A special thanks goes to Ed Myers, who continued our tradition of caring, and his competence helped guide this organization with renewed growth and financial stability. No greater friend do I have. And he's been a loyal friend and has always supported me. He gave me a very tough skin, because if you know him, you had better be experienced for his quips and verbal abuse. He constantly asks, how big was the gym my father built at Columbia? And I always retort, do you honestly think I'd be working if my father could have built a gym at Columbia? But one of the reasons I am a Columbia graduate who is not able to be here this evening was my mother, who was a professor at Penn State, who's now Professor Emerita, who along with my late father I owe everything, and who influenced me in my values and beliefs. They brought up their 4 children to be independent, love learning, and do the right thing. My 2 brothers are both PhDs. One is a full professor at the College of Holy Cross of Worcester. In fact, he does all the shows at the Red Feather Theater in the summer. He's the director of all the Shakespeare there. And my other brother is a PhD and lawyer and an economist in Austin, Texas. My late sister had several master's degrees and worked at many high-powered positions until her illness and passing. And here I am in the furniture industry. And guess what? I've had a blast. So many friends, so many stories, so many adventures over the past 33 years. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I was never into authority. My parents called me Robespierre as a child. And if you don't know who he is, as my mother would say, look him up. My mother always told me to be more diplomatic, but she knew better, me being the bull in the china closet. She taught us not to be afraid to voice our opinions, and know that those that know me know that goes with the territory. Still working on the diplomatic part. No problems with my retailers, only with factories and management. Always have to get the last word in. I'm still trying, and I apologize to any and all that I have offended over the years. In conclusion, thank you again for such a prestigious award and being included in such illustrious company. And as a former Columbia great once said, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. I echo those feelings tonight. Thank you very much.
Congratulations. IHFRA's other award is the Pillar of the Industry Award.